What are the skips on these popular rap albums? All the albums in this video are very recent, either from 2025, 2026, or 2024. I didn't try to go too old. I really just wanted to pick albums everyone has listened to currently. So we have like Octane, Ye's new album Bully, Don't Be Dumb, Casino, and a bunch of albums like that. I think the oldest one dates back to 2024. So you're going to have to see what that album is. So basically all this is we're going to go take the full track list of these albums, and I'm going to list the skips on these albums. This video is inspired by NFR series. Go check them out. One of the best music creators or duos on the platform. The first album we have in this video is Ye's new release comeback album Bully, a album that took a very long time to come out, but I'm honestly really satisfied for what we got out of this album. But there are definitely skips, and we're going to go over that now. So the first skip on this album is the second song, This Is a Must. This song to me is just very repetitive. I don't really like Nine's ad-libs. Or when I say repetitive, I don't mean the song itself. The rapping that Ye's doing is his demeanor is very aggressive. I like the hunger. I like the presence. But it just comes in the song's length. It's very short. And I just don't feel like it ever gets to its potential. I feel like he comes in swinging, but it just feels like he got knocked out at like the end of the song. It's like it keeps going and just snaps and it's over. The song just ends. And you have really repetitive Nine ad-libs in here too. I don't really enjoy Nine Vicious ad-libs personally. I'm not a big hater of him, but I also don't like his ad-libs. I feel like they really bring down This Is the Must in my opinion. Also, this song is kind of like a previously unreleased track, Unlock, which I like a lot more. I would have just rather gotten that or this verse added on to that song. There's been mashups and everything. That is the first skip on this album. The second skip comes into Circles. Sir, it's just Circles. I mean, I know some people like this song. I don't understand the hype behind it. The original clears so hard it does clear. The new, or I guess it's gotten replaced now, but the Don T feature before was mid. The remake with the gay vocals is better in my opinion, but the song is still very short. The sample I know couldn't get clear, but just why put the song on the album when the whole song is really just carried by that sample? Not getting cleared. I think we just scrap the song and replace it with a Highs and Lows or Mission Control. Not Highs and Lows, sorry, Mission Control or Losing Your Mind. This song is just not it, in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of Circles. The next skip on this album is Damn. Damn is still the only full AI song on this album, I believe. There's hints of AI in Preacher Man, this one here, Last Breath, and a couple songs here and there, but it isn't as prevalent as it is on Damn. If you go listen to the single off his profile on like the alt account where he released the bunch of the 2025 singles, you can listen to that Damn. The only difference is the production. Everything else, when it comes to vocals, are the exact same. But for me, those are three skips. A fourth skip could be Sister Brothers, but there's such good lines on it. I love some of the bars. I hate the production. The mix and mastering is pretty terrible. And that bass line is really annoying as well. But Sister Brothers just gets carried by its great rapping from Ye. But he does sound kind of soulless on some of the lines or some of the parts. But there is bars in the song. It's undeniable. But the next album we have on this video is The Fall Off by J. Cole. The arguably still the rap album of the year. It packs the most punch when it comes to just album or song of the year contenders. You're getting 39 intros. You're getting so many good songs. Poor Thing, 2-6. You know, it just keeps going. You just have so many good songs. Like Quick Stop, Love Her Again. It just keeps going. And every song on this album is almost a very good song. There's 2 skips on The Fall Off, in my opinion. Technically 3, but it's hard to count the third one because it's one part of a song, because it's a 2-part song. But I like the second part of the first. So, The Fall Off, the skips for me, you don't have to agree with me. The first skip comes into Bombs in DeVille, Hit the Gas. This is the kind of questionable one. I love Hit the Gas. I hate Bombs in DeVille. I don't need to hear a 40-year-old man talk about yachts, bro. I'm going to be dead ass. It's just really corny to me. When he gets that second part of the song with Hit the Gas, this song just completely changes, and it's just so much better. The rapping, messaging, everything about it is so much better. But it's so bad. The beginning of the song is so fucking terrible, and I will skip to the second part every time I listen to the album off my phone. The next skip, in my opinion, is Life Sentence. It's like a folding clothes part 2. He's talking about doing the dishes, and he's living that father life, man, you know? And it's just such a corny idea for an album that's meant to be your last. I think he's done this idea of a song in folding clothes. It went from folding clothes to doing the dishes. I mean, it's just boring. It drags on. You're not getting a lot. You're just getting really corny lines on this. I think this is one definitive skip on this. That and Only You for me was Burna Boy. This song does not hit for me. I hate Burna Boy on this. I feel like it's just, I don't like J. Cole's verse. I don't like Burna Boy's verse. The production's alright, but this is definitely a weaker J. Cole song, and I hate when he does songs like this. And the fact that I like Disc 39 more than I do 29, but it has more skips, but the higher highs are definitely on Disc 2, Disc 39. But those are my skips off the fall off. Now let's go to Don't Be Dumb by A$AP Rocky. His first album since 2018, and we're supposed to be getting a part 2, a Disc 2 to his album coming in May. I'm pretty sure he said on his Twitter or his company, whatever. But Don't Be Dumb. For me, I know some people are saying it came and went. For me, it's been in heavy rotation. It hasn't left, but there is definitely skips on this. So the first skip, in my opinion, is Shut the Fuck Up with Slay Squad, I think it is. Just a very headache-inducing song. You're getting hit with very brash vocals just in your face, and I just don't like that. I mean, I'm a fan of Geezus, but I feel like he keeps repeating the Shut the Fuck Up part, and it gets really annoying. Slay Squad on here is just very mid. The production's whatever. This is one of the songs that really kicked off this roll-up because it's at the beginning of the Punk Rocky music video, if I'm not wrong, or it was in the teaser. I don't like this song. Another skip for me, I know people are going to say Robbery, but I don't agree. I think the jazzy beat, I think Doechii kills the song. I think Rocky's part's really good but humorous at the same time. I like both of them. I want to say Fish and Steak with Tyler and Jazzy. This is the most basic song I can think of when it comes to a Tyler Creator and A$AP Rocky collaboration. I think, honestly, my mind couldn't come up with a more vanilla response for a song, what a A$AP Rocky and Tyler song. The production is Tyler made. Jazzy is very underwhelming on this. Tyler has a really weak verse. He's reciting lyrics from his feature on the Clips album. A$AP Rocky sounds this very energyless. It was definitely meant to boost up the streams just because that Tyler name and that A$AP Rocky, because they're a classic duo. They had the whole album, Don't Top the Glass, in the works. If you don't know, that was their collab album name. It later turned into a solo Tyler album, but they had Potato Salad and a bunch of shit, right? So people were really looking forward to see the return of a duo. Especially, no one was expecting it, but it's a skip. I never listened to the song. The only other one's like Flaquito Joy, but it's a fun song. I'll put it on occasionally. I'll listen to it on the album, but I would not listen to Fish and Steak. It's so boring, it drags. Everyone on that song is underwhelming. That's just my opinion on it. I know people disagree because people just love the dynamic of Tyler and Rocky together, but that's my opinion, man. It feels like a leftover from both albums. But the next album we have on here is Casino by Baby Keem. This album, I don't know. It's hard to say because it's such a short, concise, and focused track list. But I feel like my GOAT, being Kendrick Lamar, ruined the song on this album. And it's hard to say that. I just don't think Kendrick's the greatest feature artist. I don't know why he drops the ball now. If he used to take him serious in 2010s, but 2020s, his feature has been very lackluster. I mean, except like that. America Has a Problem was pretty decent. Chains of Whip was good. But like Mojo Dojo or Mojo Jojo, whatever it's called, was alright. Good Credit was good. But here we go again with Good Flirts, where he just derails the song. I'm not gonna lie. He does the same thing J. Cole did on, I think, I Love Her Again, with the Common, going over the Common song. And it just fucks up the song. Baby Keem is alright on it. I feel like even without Kendrick Lamar on it, I just feel like this song as a whole is just kind of boring. I didn't like it off first listen. It's definitely my least favorite. And Kendrick ruined the song. The sample's alright. Baby Keem's alright on it. It's a skip. I don't listen to this. When I listen to Casino, I'm not really looking forward to listen to Good Flirts. I won't listen to it most of the time. Maybe like occasionally I will, just because of how short the track list is. So having that song there. Going to the album, I'll get what songs am I keeping? What songs am I saving? What am I going back? Good Flirts will never be one of those songs. But one skip's not bad, but it's also short, you know? So I think you kind of have to look at it that way. It's like, oh yeah, it's short. It really, if you have a short album and have skips, that's a problem. You know what I mean? Next, we have GNX. GNX has 2 skips for me. This album, of course, is still sending shockwaves in the scene today. Still has everyone divided on how they feel about this album. I love this album. I loved it from the get-go. But funny enough, the biggest song off the album is Skip for me, Luther. I've had this opinion since the album came out. I was actually shocked when Luther became the hit. I should have known with SZA on it, but like, this song is so boring. I hate when Kendrick goes into his cheesy melodic R&B bag, like Love, Loyalty, All the Stars. Like, I hate when he does it. I love when he does like there's more stuff on Mirror, but this is just like cheesy. I don't like it. It just sounds like a very plastic standard R&B song that it's just like, why? And I had this opinion since the album came out. Like, when I listen to albums, I have a note and I'll write down what song I like from most, at least, just to remember my first thoughts, because it's cool going back to like a time capsule. See my opinion change just to remember where I was or how I thought back then. But Luther was my second least favorite. My least favorite is obviously GNX. I mean, this is arguably his worst song. It's definitely bottom 3 of his catalog released on streaming. GNX is a really awful song. You have Kendrick being an actual goofball on this song. Then you have, it's not even his song really, to be honest. He lets the other artists kind of steal the show at the end, but they're not good. So Kendrick gave the artist a time to shine. Kendrick even nerfed himself and made a horrible verse, in my opinion. Kendrick's verse is almost better than the other people on this song, so it's like a whole train wreck. It's just it's a goofy song, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, people were like, well, I love the West Coast. I'm sorry, bro. He sounds like a toddler on this song. Like, what the fuck are we doing? But yeah, 2 skips. That's not bad. I think a lot of people say TV off, but I think that's just a wrong. I think TV off, even after the memeing and everything like that, still a very hard-hitting, like, West Coast slapper. Would have went crazy at any era. It came out, if that's the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. That song would have blown up regardless. People will say Squabble Love. I love that song, personally, but Dr. Blue, don't even get started. Next album is Octane by Don Toliver. I have a hot take on this album. I feel like this is very underwhelming. I think this is his worst studio album, not including mixtapes, so no Donnie Woo Mac. This is his worst studio album. I'm putting Lovesick, Sun Psycho, and Life of Dawn, Heaven and Hell all above this, because I think they're a lot more focused. I think you find better highlights on those albums, especially including the Lovesick Deluxe. I think Lovesick is the biggest competitive to Octane when it comes to my bottom 1. But I do think Octane has more filler. So Octane's one of those albums, I don't think I necessarily have like a lot of skips, but the album also doesn't have a lot of songs I'm coming back to, like off the album's body. I really don't find the sample like good. If you like the song, all power to you. It's just not for me. I find it really corny. Almost tired of like nostalgia bait and hip hop songs. I feel like it's just getting very old. It feels like every album that comes out, there's something referring back to the past, using old samples or rehashing lyrics or hooks or whatever it may be. It's just getting really annoying. And Body is, I think, a very big telling to me that this kind of nostalgia bait's not going anywhere, and people are still sitting down in chairs for this kind of music. Unfortunate, but there's nothing you can do. But the first skip comes into All the Signs of Tizu Touchdown. I don't hate Tizu. I liked his album back in 2023. I like a couple songs he's releasing. His 2023, 2022, even 2024 run of features really good. He carried some of the performance off For All the Dogs. Utopia, Modern Jam, he absolutely spazzed on that. The Tyler album back in 2021, he also did really good on that. He had a whole run. And I think we're getting at the end of this run. I think this feature is fucking terrible. I feel like Don's all right. If this song would be better without Tizu Touchdown, I think this would just be a mid song without him. But since it has Tizu, I think it's a bad song. This is one of the worst songs I've listened today. I don't like this song at all. I think the others skip. I actually think that's it. Like I said, I don't think this is an album that necessarily has a lot of skips. It's just like a lot of mediocre tracks. Tracks I could put on as background noise, so that makes sense. That's the best way to put Octane. There's some highlights like Sweet Home, Tuition, K9, the intro and all that, ATM, Tiramisu. Yeah, there's some good ones off this, but there's also a lot of mid. But the next album in this video will be my most hyped up release probably of this year, except the Fall Off because we've been waiting so long, and Don't Be Dumb because we've been waiting so long. We have Strictly for the Scythe by Denzel Curry in the Scythe. If you don't know, I'm a huge Denzel Curry fan. I was in the top 50 or top 60 listeners last year on my Wrapped. He was my number one Wrapped. I had 10,000 minutes on Melt last year. So you can definitely say I'm a big Denzel Curry fan. I have like 15K plays on him in Last FM. So I think I have a pretty good judgment of this album, a lot more than a lot of people would. I put 1,000 plays this album already. I have it on vinyl. I have all these albums on vinyl, so the fall off because it's just, I don't know. I haven't gotten it yet. The intro, lit effect, phony, mutt that bitch. Hoopty, he ain't gotta lie. Then we got the skip. 10 is definitely the skip on this album. BK, I hate BK's voice. I don't know what it is. I just cannot click with her voice. I think she has very corny lines, like the dye my hair red part was really corny, like referring to Cardi. These have really corny lines, and Tia, like someone that's usually stealing the show or putting up a very strong performance, really kind of drops the ball on this feature. It feels like a very standard, like, oh yeah, let me just get this done quick kind of feature. 10 is definitely a skip for me when it comes to this album. I think nothing else. People say hoopty because I don't like the Tia verse, but that's for me one skip. But Beefer's album was not the greatest, but Beefer, it's a fun group project, so I liked it. You know, I know some people are kind of conflicted on it, but I liked it. Do you guys agree? What would be your skips on some of these albums? And list some albums that you guys would like to see in a part 2.